Welcome back. It has been 2 weeks without a video, and if you have been following me on social media or any place, you know that I've been going through the ringer, and my family's going through the ringer as of late. With some hospital visits, emergency visits, and Bronson having to go to the emergency vet as well, along with the start of global chaos. So that's what's been the YouTube content. But I did want to bring something up today as we move into we're moving to spring pretty soon. While I had some downtime trying to keep myself from going completely insane with the emergency trips, the vet visits, I ended up streaming a lot less, but I ended up putting my efforts towards getting a passion project knocked out, and it's already completed. I was talking about it before, maybe a couple weeks ago, about a project I had in the wings. I actually completed the entire thing within the course of like 4 or 5 days, and I want to be able to bring this to you as a little bit of an encouragement for those passion projects to actually help them move forward. And with that, I'm going to release the name of what I've been working on personally, and it's called, if you haven't seen it, I've been kind of promoting on my Twitter page, HFT, or Highly Fungible Tees, at HFTEES.com. What that is a t-shirt company that I put together that's kind of inspired by Crypto Bros Taking L's, which is a famous Twitter account about the kind of scummier side of what cryptocurrency can be, and all the joy and the laughs I get from that. Also, if you haven't checked out Web3 is Great, another great Twitter account full of just the most depraved acts you've ever heard of in the Web3 space, around cryptocurrency, around NFTs. And this is just like my little bit of passion project, because I'm tired of seeing people get scammed. And so I had an idea, if I could, and plus all the energy it uses to actually run the system. I'm not sure we got this far into the future without making something better, like more energy efficient. We made it less energy efficient. It's completely impossible. It's impossible for my brain to fathom. But what I've done is take in some memes, some ideas, some funny ideas, and I put together a complete line of t-shirts and mugs and merchandise with the sole purpose of everything I sell. For each item I sell, I plant one tree through a charity organization called One Tree Planet. I'm saying this to tell this. I am, first off, I'm advertising my new company, but number two, my new brand. When you're going to have a passion project, you kind of want to have a mission statement in place. If you go with the express moment and movement of just making income, but without providing any value to you or the general population around you, sometimes you have to second guess what are you making this for, and why are you making it. Also, this is a little bit of something where you have an idea to actually execute on it. It is way easier, and it's easier than it's ever been to actually make it happen. Now, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies, but I use Squarespace to build 4 of my websites now, 3 or 4 of my websites. And I put together the website within the course of like under 48 hours. I've spent less than 48 hours putting it together with some Printful integration. All this designs are direct to print for right now, or direct to garment, DTG. So they print directly on the t-shirts and they ship them from their distribution centers. All of that was set up within the matter of 45 minutes. I loaded all the designs over the course of days, which I have like close to 40 designs up. And you could do a lot less. But this is just a way to build another arm of what I do for a living. Number one, for a good cause, to help plant trees. Number two, when you have ideas, you don't bring them to the world. Those ideas kind of wither away and die. Their time kind of comes and goes. Whether the company succeeds or fails is pretty much up to me promoting it promoted it correctly, and not show people's faces like I'm trying to make money. I do want to make income on this new brand, but I also want to do some good while I'm at it. I try to bring that exact same. I try to bring that exact same energy to all the projects I have. So when we're working on a project for a company or for a client, what I'm giving you design wise should hopefully, if you execute correctly in your own business plans, bring you more value than what you paid for. I think that in our current climate, with we have for the Web3 stuff and how energy inefficient it is for their blockchain technology, it was only right for me to make something that I found funny, that I found enjoyable to do. That wasn't gonna take a whole bunch of time because I have 1,000 projects going on my own that I could release, and it could kind of be its own thing and have its own life, living in the ecosystem of those people who have had their artwork stolen by crypto bros selling it on OpenSea, and to just poke a little bit of fun, because having a little fun is always good for you. I'm still working on another project with a good friend of mine. We are re-examining our mission statement right now. As I was working on this first project, the mission statement to me was so important that this second project I'm working on with a good friend of mine, it felt like we were just making merch without having a solid foundation or an impetus, something to drive this project forward and to bring value to people that'll be interested in it. I think that's something a lot of projects can kind of like miss out on, because anybody can have a dope design. Anybody can get a t-shirt done nowadays. Anybody can have their X, Y, and Z done. But kind of like my own brand, my Conquer brand, that stems from my entrepreneurship, which is expressed all the time, and how I want people to be their own, conquer their own challenges. That is what that brand kind of emphasizes. The same thing with the HFT stuff. That is just a bit of parody and comedy. That's a little bit of part of my life that I kind of express in my comics. These things, I might end up losing money on this because of the website I bought. Who knows? But we have already also planted like 6 or 7 trees by now. So if I get out of this and only had planted 10 trees, I still call that a W. But I feel better knowing that that project is complete and I put it out there into the world and people saw it, vibe with it, and laugh with it for 30 seconds. If it takes off, great. If it doesn't take off, I'll just end up, taking the website down in a year or so. But for right now, Web3 might turn around. They might fix the energy problems. But until then, I think having an open discussion and to be the levity amongst all of the quote-unquote toxic positivity around the concept of Web3 and NFTs is needed. And I welcome it. So with that being said, you can check out the website. There'll be a link in the description. I'm not going to show you all the stuff on this thing on my stream, because it's one thing to check a project out and me to show you what I did, but it's better for you to know that the execution isn't difficult. If I were to do a step-by-step video of how that, ensued, that's up for you to decide. You can comment in the section below and I'll tell you how to build a website with your own products. We can go over that step by step and we'll do it together over the course of 2 or 3 videos or video or 2, because it will not take that long. But some things, when somebody tells you how to do it step by step, you kind of lose out on the fundamental knowledge you gain by making mistakes. And I'm a big proponent of learning by doing. And when everything's laid out for you step by step, you lose that a little bit of discoverability and ingenuity. So that's my only, the only reason I hesitate to go over step by step. If you guys want to see that, that'll take no time. But with that, Bronson's doing a lot better. She got back from the emergency vet. Come to find out, we took her to her regular vet, It's probably just a she's on a new medication for her stomach. I'm sorry, not for her stomach, for her arthritis, and it may have caused some problems with her stomach that caused her vomiting. But she's doing way better now. She's eating her regular food. My grandmother's doing a lot better. She's out of the hospital. She's at home. The worst case scenario was averted. And I think that's it. If you are a patron on the Patreon, the latest tutorial has been put up on creating your own animated emotes. This is the intro to After Effects. Part 2 will be coming up probably in a week or so, or less than a week. And our first monthly workshop last month went very, very well. I want to thank everybody that came out to the workshop. We went over people's portfolios, we went over people's websites, we checked out their social media, we made some suggestions on how to make it better, how to improve their sales and everything. And I can't wait for our next one. I'm going to be scheduling the next one at the end of this month, into March, starting March already. But with that, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for all the support. I put goals together like I think a couple weeks ago. We hit our Twitch goal of 500 subs. So thank you to everybody that helped out with that. Patreon is on its way to hitting our goal. I think we had set it at 200. We're at like 140. We jumped about 40 patrons already. So if you're a patron, if you're the basic supporter, thank you so much. Wow. A lot of bad news. There's some good news, but what more can you hope for in this world? Thank you guys so much for the support. Till next week, which should be on time. Have a great week, and keep fighting a good fight.